What's up, guys? I'm Josh Mosman, and welcome to This Week in MXA, episode number 103, presented to you guys by O'Neill Racing. Thank you for tuning in to this video. We are going to be talking about the brand new news that just came out today that Triumph Motorcycles has hired an all-star lineup to host its factory racing efforts for AMA Supercross and Motocross. We got some really cool interviews with the guys who are already legends of the sports that are starting a brand new chapter with Triumph. Stay tuned for those. But first, we're going to hear from Jett Lawrence about his plans for 2023. And we're going to talk a little bit about Justin Cooper and his plans for 23, moving up to the 450 class. Starting off, we got this interview that we did with Jett Lawrence at the Honda HRC intro last week down at Blackmore Ranch. Trevor Nelson talked to Jett Lawrence, and Jett explains his plans for 450 and 250 racing in 23.
What's up, guys? Jett Lawrence here, out here at the Honda kind of press release at Blackmore Ranch. Just got done with a day, just doing some interviews right now. So yeah, next year in 2023, going on West Coast with 250, going to that kind of same goals as last year, just kind of be smart, try and get a championship. And then once it kind of switches over to the East Coast, I'll be doing some testing that stuff on the 450. Might go and do a few rounds on 450, just kind of play it by ear with the 250 coast. So obviously that's my main focus right now. We're not 100% sure. So kind of play it by ear, but we're definitely going to be doing some 450 testing in that break. And then once hopefully we get a good season with that, and then going into outdoors on the 450, just be as smart as I can and just kind of make, just learn as much as I can, really. Just try and learn from the boys and get ready for 2024.
Next up, Justin Cooper. We have to talk about his plans for 2023. We just heard that Jett Lawrence is riding 250 Supercross and 450 outdoors with the possibility of maybe doing a couple 450 Supercross rounds on the East Coast. Well, Justin Cooper, he's got the opposite schedule for 2023. He's racing select rounds in the 450 class in Supercross under Star Racing Yamaha's 450 banner with Tomac and Ferrandis. Then he's dropping back down to the 250 class to race outdoors next season. Why is he doing that? Well, Justin Cooper, he has been a victim of the previous AMA rules that kicked him out of the 250 class due to how well he's scored points in the last few seasons. But now AMA actually updated their rules for 2023 and beyond, where there's no more point out rule unless you win a championship. You get one more season to defend that championship, and then you're kicked out. You're up to the 450 class. But Justin Cooper, although he hasn't won a championship, he was pointed out of Supercross, can't race the 250 regional division anymore, but he can still race 250 outdoors. So Star Racing Yamaha, they aren't really ready for him to race 450 full-time in Supercross and Motocross. They got Eli Tomac right now, they got Ferrandis right now, and Justin Cooper, frankly, hasn't really proved himself to be worthy of a spot on the highest level Supercross and Motocross team yet with Star Racing Yamaha. So by giving him select rounds in 450 Supercross this year, a full season of 250 outdoors, they're helping that he can grow and mature more, hopefully win them a lot more races, and possibly earn a full-time ride after that in the 450 class with Yamaha. Next up, we are headed to Angel Stadium, where we have interviews from all the guys that are behind the scenes and in front of the scenes now at Triumph Racing and their factory efforts starting in 2024, AMA Supercross and Motocross. I already mentioned at the top of the video that these guys are all-stars, but they are really living legends in the sport of motocross. These guys have all had legendary careers in this industry, and for them to step away from their previous jobs and jump into this new venture with Triumph is a big deal, and that really shows that Triumph is very serious about their racing efforts here in the US. All-star lineup of 4 guys that were announced today. It's really 5 guys if you count Ricky Carmichael, and that was announced a while ago, but Bobby Hewitt, Scuba Steve Westfall, Dave Arnold. Not mentioned in this video is that Dave Arnold is an AMA Hall of Famer. Dudley Cramond. Dudley, we didn't get an interview with him, but he has been a longtime KTM factory engine builder over at KTM. So Dudley's a big deal as well. Let's listen to these fun and insightful interviews about Triumph, about their new bike that we still haven't seen yet, and about what they got going on with their factory race teams.
Hey guys, what's up? Ricky Carmichael here. We are at Angel Stadium and the day has finally come. It's been a long time waiting, but the announcement of the Triumph Racing America team, really exciting news. I know it was much anticipated, but the day is finally here and it's been fantastic. So rolling into 2024 for the SMX series, we'll be in the 250 class, and then hopefully in 2025 rolling out in the 450 class, the premier class, 450 class. So that's the plans as of now. Everything is looking to be right on target for that, which we're really excited about. To finally see all this hard work come to fruition is certainly going to be special. Still got some work to do, but we're going to keep our nose to the ground and make it happen.
Over 20 years in the industry. Obviously started with Kawasaki, then I was involved with Suzuki, went from Suzuki to KTM, KTM to Husqvarna, and now I'm with Triumph. Actually, I wasn't looking for a position, to be totally honest with you. I mean, after my previous position, I just, I told everybody I wanted to come back to racing, right place, right time, right circumstances, and had multiple opportunities to come back, but when this one presented itself, it was the right opportunity and the right time, and it checked all the boxes, so to speak.
All right, my name is Dave Arnold. I'm the Chief Engineer for Chassis Development for the U.S. side motocross race team, motocross and supercross race team, but also heavily integrated into the engineering of this model in England. So these groups right now, I mean, there's a Grand Prix group, and then of course there's the head office in Hinckley at Triumph, and then there's a U.S. team that's being formed as we speak, and it's all pretty much one group. I mean, we've gone to Europe for a couple tests. We've gone to the factory and had meetings and testing and design and tested a few prototypes in England, and then we've probably had a handful of those tests in America as well. But although there's three arms, the factory in England and the race group for the Grand Prix and the race group for American Supercross Motocross, it's pretty much a small organization, and we're all trying to work with and support each other at the moment.
This is one thing that I really enjoy is development stages of what's going to work for the consumer and then what's going to be good enough for the professional racers. And there's a fine line there. When you're a professional racer and you're testing all these parts and pieces, you always want what is good for you and what's going to be great in a race situation, where we also have to be mindful of the, our customers and the people that are purchasing these motorcycles. We want it to be good for them. We want it to be well-rounded. We want it to be durable. And so as we're developing this motorcycle, you have to wear two hats, and it's a delicate balance, but it's a fun balance nonetheless.
It's exciting. It's a little nerve-wracking at first because you hear you can do what you want. It's okay, and when you're just unsure, you're not sure, and then actually they actually have done a great job with this project, a really good job. And it's actually, it's exciting to be a part of something that's new and, creating history, basically. Correct. So 2024, we'll have 3 250 guys. And then in 25, we'll have 1 450 guy, possibly another 250, but we'll just say 3 and 1. Correct, yeah. So 250 will come first, 450 after that. They have been testing, Triumph has been testing for a while. I think Ricky alluded earlier to 2022.
When you talk about integrity and principles and morals, and ours line up very well. And just the mutual respect and the opportunity that's been presented is probably the most exciting thing I've ever been involved with on the racing side.
Yeah, definitely. I love Bobby's enthusiasm about, he says, oh, the bike won't even need a logo. You're going to know instantly that it's a Triumph. And I got to say, the bike's pretty sexy, no doubt about it. Looks good, and the great thing is it performs good. The engine, the chassis, It's a well-rounded motorcycle, extremely competitive, and certainly has its own identity. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, the level of the staff that we're bringing on is very much part of the plan. You know, we are here to be competitive and ultimately to win. We need people who are winners, and everybody we're bringing onto this program is a proven winner, and that's key to, you know, the way that Triumph is approaching this whole motocross project.
I probably can't say much, but I could say a bit, even if it's kind of vague. I think that obviously the styling and design of the bike will be a little bit different, and that's not just cosmetic. Some of that will be actually the layout of the plastics and layout of the chassis. It'll be unique in that way compared to the other manufacturers. I think, you know, obviously if all these products, they study all the competitors, so they had the geometries and the motion ratios and things like ergonomics. Obviously, it can't get too far away from the center of the market, especially with production regulation. You kind of got to be able to have a platform that's adjustable for not only supercross and outdoor racing, but the different riding styles. So, but it'll be uniquely Triumph design and Triumph look.
You know, we want to be methodical on what we do and when we do it and how we do it. You know, it's very easy to bite off more than you chew, but what you also have to remember is who's available. You know, you have contracts that riders are still under contract. Some come open, you know, in 24, some come open in 23, and you know, we don't want to just compete. You know, we plan on being competitive and win races, and you know, rider selection is a big part of that. And I commend Triumph because they gave me free rein to build the foundation and the staffing and everything surrounded with it. Scuba Steve Westfall, I mean, he's been with me for over 15 years. Obviously, I wanted him part of the program. Dave Arnold I've worked with in the past, and Dudley Cramond as well. Those guys are such an iconic figure within the industry, and the knowledge and experience that they bring to the program. It's like having Ricky, it's like having Dave Arnold and Dudley and Scuba, myself. It just gives credibility to the program, and I think that's, when you're launching a new brand, you know, to have people involved with that have the experience, of winning championships, multiple championships over a long period of time, it's worth its weight in gold.
A little bit of my background is, like all guys in high school, junior high and high school, I was riding dirt bikes as a kid, and then I went to motorcycle trade school when I had to decide whatever my extended education, vocational education was going to be. I went to a trade school for motorcycle technology in LA Trade Tech. Then I started working at a Honda dealer in the early 70s for a couple of years as a mechanic. Hired by American Honda, they were had a newly formed motocross race team. They had done some road racing prior to then, but I got hired when they were putting together the motocross team. That was in '74. And then I worked within racing for 20 years. I was like 7 years as a mechanic and, I don't know, 13 years as the manager. And within that period, of course, there was big developments with the Japanese, but we had to do a lot of the prototyping and as it related to chassis layout, because it was just something that was, I think we were closer to some of the, we were kind of more close to the ground than maybe, and we could facilitate what Japan was doing. And then after Honda, what did I do? Oh, I went and, that was 20 years in racing. Then I went to research and development for 20 years. After that, I went and did a short job with a friend of mine at KTM, Roger DeCoster. We worked together quite a bit in the 80s. And so I went to KTM for a few years. I worked at Geico Honda, outside Honda race team, for probably 3 or 4 years. And then I worked with a brand up in San Francisco, electric bikes, called Alta, for a few years. And I got done with that, and I was on the couch for a couple of months, and Triumph called.
All right, guys, cool interviews from Angel Stadium. If you want to listen to more of those guys talking about Triumph and about their racing efforts, check out Motocross Action wherever you listen to podcasts. Also, we just released our 125 shootout video. Keep your eyes peeled for that one. It is on our YouTube channel and on our website now. We just released that one on Monday. Thanks for tuning in. See you in the next video.